A dying star, 1,200 light-years away, photographed from a back garden in Switzerland, live on a laptop screen. You'll see the exact second it appeared and how far one small telescope got before the night ended. Your first thought is that it's a stock image. Mine was too. Almost everything you've ever seen of space came from an instrument you will never touch. This didn't. And the one shot this whole night existed for is the one the telescope refuses to broadcast. The telescope is a ZWO Seestar S50, 50 millimeters of glass, about 2 inches across, on a tripod you can carry in one hand. The garden is in Thayngen, in northern Switzerland. The night is the 8th of August, and for the first 88 minutes of the recording, there's nothing for you to watch. A title card, that's it. That wasn't a stylistic choice. That was one man in the dark trying to get a picture out of a telescope and into a live stream. With the stream already running, nobody was watching. That's the part I'd keep if I could only keep one thing. What finally broke it open wasn't a cable, and it wasn't a purchase. 3 things had to fail first. 1, the camera pointed at me came up black. Another program was still holding it. 1 camera, 1 program at a time. 2, the plan for getting the telescope's picture onto the stream, mirroring a tablet wirelessly to the Mac, swallowed both monitors whole. You can't run a broadcast on a machine that has taken itself over. 3, and underneath both of those sat the real wall. This telescope has a live video output. It does not work in deep sky mode. Landscape, planets, the moon, fine. The one mode that shows you a nebula, nothing. So the single shot the whole format exists for is the one shot the manufacturer's own live feed cannot carry. The fix was software, and it was free. The telescope's phone app installs and runs natively on an Apple Silicon Mac, straight from the store. So the app window itself became the broadcast. No mirroring, no capture card, no adapter, and about $200 of planned capture hardware became unnecessary mid-stream. At 88 minutes and 45 seconds, the card was still up. 10 seconds later, it wasn't.
Of 14.6 Kyer. An earlier spectroscopic speed of 31 kilometers Sisibo-Husky Teral, 1970 combined with a semi-minor axis radius of 1.01 light-years gives a kinematic age of approximately 9.8 Kyer. Like many nearby PN, the nebula is riddled with not stark-tailed globules whose bright cusps mark local photoionization fronts. Their shapes run from neat-tailed symmetric knots to irregular tailless blobs, akin to the...
What you're looking at is not one photograph. The telescope takes a 10-second exposure, then another, then another. Each one on its own is mostly noise, a gray rectangle with a few stars in it. It stacks them live, and the noise cancels itself out while the light adds up. That's the whole trick. The nebula doesn't appear, it accumulates, and the thing accumulating on that screen has a name and an ending our own sun is going to copy. It's Messier 27, the dumbbell. Charles Messier found it in 1764, and it was the first object of its kind anyone had ever recorded. It is a dead star's outer layers, thrown off and lit from inside by the core that's left behind, 1,200 light-years out. So the light landing on that sensor left home around the year 800. It's been traveling toward you ever since, and it finished the trip on a laptop in a garden. And here's the part that stopped me. Our own sun is that kind of star. In about 5 billion years, it will do exactly this. Swell, throw off its outer layers, and leave a glowing shell behind. So, what came up on a laptop in a Swiss garden that night wasn't just a nebula, it was a photograph of our own star's ending. Around 2.5 hours in, the target changed. In a moment, the telescope swings across the sky to something 2,000 times farther away, and it is moving toward us.
Yes. Yeah, the telescope functions very well. It's everything automatic.
Messier 31, Andromeda, 2.5 million light-years away. You can find it with no telescope at all. On a dark night, it's a faint smudge you can see unaided. For almost everyone alive, it is the most distant thing they will ever see with their own eyes. Sharper eyes under darker skies can just about reach one that's slightly farther out, the Triangulum galaxy. But Andromeda is the one you can actually find. The light hitting that sensor left Andromeda 2.5 million years ago. Our own species is about 300,000 years old. That light has been traveling for roughly 8 times longer than there have been humans to look at it. And in about a minute, I'll tell you the one thing about Andromeda that changed in 2025. And Andromeda is not sitting still. The two galaxies are closing on each other at about 400,000 kilometers an hour. In 2012, NASA measured its sideways motion with Hubble and announced the result, a direct hit in about 4 billion years. For 13 years, that's the answer you'd have been given. Then in 2025, a team reran it with newer data from Gaia and Hubble and put back in the two galaxies everyone had been leaving out. M33 pulls the two together. The Large Magellanic Cloud pulls them apart. Across 100,000 simulations, the answer came out close to a coin flip. Roughly a 50-50 chance there is no merger at all in the next 10 billion years. Nobody knows yet. That is the current honest published state of the question. Which is the part I keep coming back to. The sky isn't a finished picture somebody else already took. It's a measurement still being made, and you don't need an observatory to stand inside it. You need a clear night and the patience to wait for the noise to fall away. That's the recording. 3 hours, 36 minutes, 24 seconds, 1 telescope, 0 dropped frames, nothing added. That was the first one. The next ones are announced in advance and the chat picks the target. If you want the email the moment the telescope actually goes live, it only happens when the Swiss sky allows it. That link's in the description. And tell me one thing down in the comments. What would you have pointed it at? Full sources are on screen now and in the description.